boy Bleeves.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
Bet this. It's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean, a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're going to stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? Good morning to you all. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. We are here to give you all that crypto knowledge that you're going to need to get through the day. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the crypto markets. We're going to figure out what's happening over here. Now, until about an hour ago, the crypto market was actually in a good position, but then the United States got on the cock. Did I say what I meant was USA? You selling Jeets, you paper-handed hoes. What I meant to say was on the clock. My bad. And look, hey, you know, America, fuck yeah. I don't want to slap you in your little paper hands because they'd break and like cut up, and then we'd have to like tape them back together. I mean, come on. Did I do that? You know what I mean? God damn it. You little weak-handed bitches. I mean, America. Yeah. Hey. Y'all are just killing it. So anyway, just so you guys can see here, let's go over and let's see what happened. The entire world, the entire market was able to somehow survive until the old USA tipped its hand on the scale and shit the bed. And really, it's been like that overnight. It's really not. I'm just messing around. The sell-off was actually like the Asian markets last night, and then it's just been kind of difficult from there. But remember what I said here. What I said was that we're going to have that correction to that downside in order to really start to move. Go back to the day chart. And you can look at it. And I just want to talk shit about America for a few minutes. It's, you know, guys, just come on. So it does. We're not breaking out, by the way. We haven't broken out of my parabolic trend line. So, you know, we could still see a nice little quick reversal. But the world is basically waiting for, and look at this. If I was in charge, like let's just say that I worked for a random company. God damn it, we need to make up a name for a company. We're just gonna, because we're gonna do a for instance here. By the way, what if I told you that I work for a company and that company was called, I don't know, the Illuminati? And let's say that I worked for the Illuminati and I had to go meet with the heads of all of the major I have to go meet with all of the major heads of all of the news media organizations in order to convince them on what I should say. Now, the Illuminati, we shouldn't use Illuminati because that's not real. Let's call it Warren Buffett Enterprises or something like that, right? BlackRock. Let's call ourselves BlackRock. Let's say that I own a fictitious company called BlackRock, and let's just say that I'm a soul-sucking devil piece of shit whose job it is to destroy all poor people in America while making myself and anybody who's in my halo here richer, right? Well, then I would go sit down with I would go sit down with all of the media companies. And I would say, look, you little bitches, you want to keep getting money? I would say it nicely. I'd be like, hey, you little bad people, would you like to have money? Because I can help you. We can take care of you because we appreciate everything you do. Would you like to get some advertising? I would love to advertise some of my 4,000 companies that I sit on top of here to help your. All you have to do is, this is what you got to do. If you're in the media, then what I want you to do is I want you to FUD the markets, all right? I just want you to FUD the markets. And the way that I want you to do that, oh, these assholes right here, like Dow Jones. I'm going to show you guys this as soon as I can get my shit together. What are we doing here? Oh, we eye the debt ceiling. That's from that's from CNBC. Wall Street Journal, eye the debt ceiling. Look, and we're going to go all the way down here, and every single one of these are like, we're eyeing the debt ceiling. And you go to Fox News and we're eyeing the debt ceiling. And everybody, and look, you are preordained right now to do exactly what your corporate overlords are telling you. And call me Mr. BlackRock. So that's what's happening right now. You're being manipulated by the market. You're being told what to think, what to do. And you're being told that the reason why is because of this. And you know what? They don't know shit. Okay. These people have no idea. They're just lying to you to manipulate you because they want you to do what they want you to do. Now, here's the thing. When you see this, how do you feel? You're like, oh shit. God damn it. Cassius. So anyway, so we're eyeing the debt ceiling, right? And here's the thing. These people, they're manipulating you through this. And what do you think when you see it? When you see, oh shit, we have a problem with the debt. What should I do with my stocks? What should I do with my investments? And the answer to that is I should sell them. I should sell them all because I am going to make poor if I don't make rich. Because when? Because why? Because why are we saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is on and on and on and on, right? But here's the thing. At the end of it, everybody starts to sell down. What happens to the market? Well, the market starts to capitulate. The overnight markets, all of the markets start to show this downward sort of pressure. They're like, oh no, the debt ceiling. Look, they've always, throughout history, the debt ceiling has not been an issue other than one that's been used for political posturing, right? That's to get votes. It has nothing to do. What they're doing is they're playing a game and they're using you as pawns in this little chess game that they're playing. What they want to do is they want to shake you out. They want you to be like, oh shit, I don't want to hold on to that because the market's going to go down. And then what they'll do is they'll do something like this. They'll go to the Asian hours and then they'll dump on the market, right? And then it'll start pumping. Like the next thing you know, they're accumulating right here. Like they're just buying right here and waiting for you to continue selling down. And they've got entry positions. And shit, I know the entry positions. The big entry positions are down here at 22,800. Duh, it's on a chart. You can see it. And it gets updated every single day. These are the 3, 5, and 10 longs. Now, they're bigger longs, by the way. If I wasn't so goddamn cheap, I would pay for all of this shit. But nah, I ain't doing that. But, I mean, you can see right here. This is, I mean, the market is the market. This is where all of the trading is. So right now we're at 26,696. We're getting closer to this, and this is going to add liquidity. And when this adds liquidity, that gives us the impetus possibly to get up into here. But we're going to need more. We're going to need to get at least into this 19,007 range, like it would look like it. That's what makes the logical sense, right? From in my brain, right? But for everybody else, just sell down, bruh. Just sell down, bruh. You know why? Because we're eyeing the debt ceiling. What are we doing? We're eyeing the debt ceiling because it's a manipulation tactic. It's a manipulation tactic. In the last couple minutes, we've been doing this for years, guys. In the last couple minutes, we're not going to default on our debt. Somebody's going to blink. And the people who are going to blink are probably going to be the Democrats in this one, because I believe that the Republicans are fairly resolute and that we just can't keep spending and tossing money out. And we can't do that because there's not a Republican president, because they didn't give a shit about that for 4 years when Donald Trump was around, right? They trusted in the process. They just don't trust the process when somebody else is in charge. And that's all there is to it, right? So I would think that the flinching and the blink will come from the Democrats on this one. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen. But anyway, so let's get into pre-markets down because, because we're being told by our corporate overlords that that's what we need to do. BlackRock, Jesus Christ, Ken Griffin, I want you to know that I don't mean any of this, and I am just kidding. I don't want you to Hillary Clinton me, please. I don't want to end up in a BlackRock body bag. I want to call them. BlackRock body bag. Is that what you call them? Ken Griffin. I don't know. Ken Griffin, is that really your name, or is it Satan? Come on now. You never know what's going on with Ken Griffin, right? I mean, Jesus Christ. Eat a baby, why don't you? Because you look like you do. Anyway, so the pre-markets are basically down just a little bit. There's a little bit of nervous sentiment right now because that default, look, at some point we do default. We do default at some point. And when we do, it's going to be catastrophic, and it's going to sink this market down to levels that we only dreamed about. It's going to be incredible buy opportunities. And a matter of fact, if you remember, I did tell you that somebody out here did say that they think that Bitcoin is going to 7,000 yesterday. It's not going to 7,000 because the markets are resilient. And by the markets, I don't mean just like Bitcoin. I mean the entirety of markets are fairly resilient. So, even if there's this, we're on the cliff, it should be fine, right? It should be fine. But as you can see over here, this is the overall Dow Jones. We've broken out of the channel a long time ago. We used it as support. So we're outside and we're in breakout mode. Now, we did, of course, break out sideways. But this, by the way, goes back to October of 2022. So we've been broken out for a long period of time. Would like to see some more upward momentum starting to get towards those highs. Haven't seen that yet. But again, this is the market. The market was down here, now up here, ooga booga. So we might see just some positive movement on this in the next little while. Just as soon as that debt ceiling, as soon as that debt ceiling happens, then it's going to get crazy around here. And the dollar is still strengthening again. So remember that usually is the antithesis to Bitcoin. Maybe. It's really kind of up in the air what we're going to see, but we're going to get the FOMC minutes this week. We're going to get the PCE data. We're going to get a lot of consumer data right now. We'll have a better idea of what's going on in the American markets right now. And I know I got a lot of lines here. I got a lot of shit going on, but it's my goddamn chart, not yours. So down 20 billion on the day. We'll see how this whole day lines up, but that's not even the important part. The important part is crypto, right? So we're going to get to that in just a second. The US dollar has more room to strengthen, according to Goldman Sachs. We're not going to get into this, but they are showing that despite all of the BRICS conversation, all of the other conversations, that the dollar is strengthening. Now, if the dollar strengthens along with Bitcoin, there could be a reversal in patterns, because remember, the DXY has been contrary to the Bitcoin price for a while, but we're also looking at it. When you start to look here, you can see that this is moving. That pump happened with Bitcoin at the same time. Like there was a pump while the DXY, so it might be moving in unison, and we're just now sort of seeing it. If the US defaults, then we'll see a $9,000 Bitcoin. I mean, if the US defaults and doesn't pay its bills, its credit rating will slide. The interest is going to go up. It's catastrophic. It really is catastrophic what would happen. And to be fair, like Joe Biden would work to make everything better. And you know, the interesting part would be if it were Donald Trump, he would be like, "Nah, fuck him. You know, we'll file bankruptcy. Contact the World Court and tell them we're filing Chapter 11." You know what I mean? Like Trump would just do something ridiculous and not give a shit. But we're not going to do that. We'll end up being fine, right? So let's move on, though. The U.S. dollar is strengthening up. Bitcoin price fails again, but this support could spark a fresh increase. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, the entirety of this article is this person saying, "Hey, you know that shit that's on Bleev's channel? That's exactly what's about to happen. We're probably going to dip down in here and we're going to pick up some liquidity, and then we're going to be off to the moon." So just in case you were wondering, yeah, everybody's doing it. Former SEC counsel weighs Ethereum's identity crisis. And this is according to the one cryptocurrency may exhibit traits of both a security and a commodity, according to Dan Berkovitz. Each class as a security or commodity is murky due to confusion caused by the CFTC's classification. In the past, SEC Chairman Gensler had also discussed Ethereum's status following its conversion to proof of stake. Ethereum's security debate centers on the confusion caused by the CFTC. The agency has classified virtual currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum as commodities. Contrarily, the SEC has taken a clear position on Ethereum that it is a security, that Bitcoin is the only commodity. Berkovitz explained that people often think of commodities colloquially as tangible goods, but he touched upon the Commodity Exchange Act to clarify that a commodity is reportedly defined as something that can be the subject of a futures contract, he said. The two statements, it either is a commodity and it may or may not be a security, or any virtual currency is a security fact, that something may be a commodity and something security, are not contradictory. So we're going to see some clarification coming, I think, at some point, but I think, Gary Gensler, first of his name, says that he's going to make this very difficult for everybody. He does not respect the space. He does not respect you, the investor. He wants it to be murky because that's how he gets control. That's how he makes money. That's how he continues to fund his pet projects. So don't get it twisted. Gary Gensler is a piece of shit. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. Gary Gensler, when I say that, I don't mean that you're like one of those softened up ones. I mean that you're a firm, hard, masculine turd swimming in a pool of I said too much. I should probably leave Gary alone. Gary, you goddamn turd. Anyway, top analyst predicts strong short squeeze for Bitcoin to 30,000, but there's a catch. Oh, there's a catch, you say. Pseudonymous analyst Loma. Can we really stop with the pseudonymous shit? Basically, they're cutting and pasting. They're cutting and pasting the same article over and over again, and that is ridiculously kind of awesome. I should be doing that shit every day too. God damn it. A short squeeze happens when traders who borrow an asset at a certain price of selling it off. Okay. God damn it. Okay, so here's what I did. Okay, we have to stop right now and we have to talk about Gary Gensler. Okay, so I sent a thing to Ben from Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto. I'm like, dude, you should have one of your interns dress up like Gary Gensler, complete with a hockey jersey that says Gensler on the back, and have him like hairless, make him look like as much like Gary Gensler as you can, and have a big black, spot where his tooth should be. And then you should actually interview him, and he should be standing there with a hockey stick saying the dumbest shit possible while the interview's going on, and that would just be hilarious. And then just start this ongoing thing with interviews with Gary Gensler about what's going on with the SEC, and he just like, bro, we're trying to take XRP and we're trying to just bash them into the rails, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're just trying to score a little bit on them. You know what I mean, dog? Just the stupidest shit you've ever seen. So I'm hoping he got that message, and I hope that he does that because it's fucking hilarious. Anyway, so although Loma is predicting a big rally, he says that the surge will likely take place after a Bitcoin witnessing drop to 22,000. Why? Because ta-da, this is the liquidity right here. This is the liquidity that it will take to get Bitcoin up to this level. So everybody sees it. Everybody's checking it out. Now let's talk about the shit that really, really, really matters, and that is Bencoin, holy shit, Bencoin is out of its mind right now. Guys, I am up so big right now. And if you're like, yes, daddy, chill out, size queen. But remember, we got in real low at 4,000 over here, so we're feeling super good about the position. Last night or this morning, I woke up and it was over 2,400, almost 2,500 on a big ETH buy. Like, it did not go above it because it was actual trading volume, I don't think. I think that one of these just ridiculous rando buys, like this one right here, 34 ETH, this was the one that just kind of set it on fire and put it into that 25 range. So it really wasn't trading that high. It settled right here in that 2265 range, but it was trading above 2380, which is 100 million market cap. So congratulations to Bencoin for hitting the 2380 line. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please check yourself. For hitting the 100 million market cap. Now, what I did say, and I did put another line up here, and it's 2880. The reason that I put this line, I want to tell you guys. So I think that this wicking right here and this move right here, like, we're seeing a pattern start to form. And with that pattern, we can't predict this, but we can get at least an idea of where we think that it's going to go. So let's look at this right here, and let's move this play to the top right here. And as you can see right here, like, with the wicks playing out the way that they are, with and it's actually still playing the same way. So it looks like we're consolidating a little bit sideways. And in fact, by the way, in case you didn't notice this was this right here, and then this down here. Like, we're doing an ascending wedge. Like, this thing is parabolic at this point, right? So then the question is, do we continue to see that parabolic trend? Now, we haven't seen it yet. Let's see it over the next hour or two, whether this continues. Now, there's still sell pressure up here at the top. This sell pressure here seems to be bigger, but again, this is just 22 minutes into the hour. So let me zoom out here. So you can see we got this big wick up here, and then we got this right here, right? That was the blow off. That could be a blow off, but we got this wick right here, which really kind of matches up right here. So now we're focused in watching this one right here. So then the question becomes, can this move up, and can we continue to see some price surge? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So if that's what we're seeing right now, that means that the buy pressure is still constant and consistent, and the sell pressure is probably, no guarantee, but probably going to start to wane because these dirtbag Americans, I mean, I'm sorry, what I meant was USA, you so great, you so great. That you might see this 29 East sell. And look, we've seen ridiculous amounts of selling pressure going on, but we're in price exploration mode with its giant move, excuse me, with this giant move to the upside. We're in price exploration mode at this point. So now I'm expecting that we're going to have a move up to 28, maybe 2,900. That's where we're going to at least consider there might be a blow off. Now, I'm not telling you, by the way, to get into to Ben at this point. I told you to get into Ben days and days and days ago, and I told you that you know, this was going to end up happening. I've been covering it now for over a week. So if you got in with me, and by the way, I do know somebody who got in with me about a week ago on this run, and Jesus Christ, they are so happy right now. They're sending me "I love you" texts right now because they're up so much money because they put in a big bag just like me. So yeah, you know, you're feeling it right now. So hopefully this continues. Hopefully we continue to see this upward price momentum up to 2880, but there's no guarantee. This could be where the run kind of peters out. This could also be the top, right? But here's the other part to it. Ben is still out here giving you all kinds of nuggets. Let's go look real quick at Bencoin. Boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. So this came into their Telegram last night. To let you guys know, you will see some address movements with our coin. This is upfront information, by the way. We're doing a small amount of OTC deals with strategic partners who will help us push the coin, who have agreements not to sell for 6 months. In addition, my backer and I are splitting our coins into separate wallets with the agreement we cannot sell any coins at all until a 500 million market cap or after the Bitcoin halving in about a year. So in his estimation, it's going to take about a year to successfully hit that 500 million market cap at a worst case scenario. And if it doesn't happen for whatever reason at the Bitcoin halving, then they can never sell over 0.5% of the daily volume, whatever the daily volume is. So if it's 1 million, if the trading volume is, let's say, $1 million a day, they can't sell more than 25,000 or whatever it is. Or if it's 10 million, they can't sell more than 25,000. If it's whatever. In addition, you will see some movement from coins that may be going to exchanges for exchange deals soon. Just wanted to explain to the community so everyone knows, while there is some movement, none of these coins are marked for selling. Feel free to watch the associated wallets with ours. So they're being upfront, telling people what's going on. People are going to be sadly mistaken if they doubt Ben. Now, here's some truth. Here's a bomb for you, right? People are going to tell me sadly mistaken about Ben. Can't believe they still fade me. I told Jake a week ago to get into Ben, and Jake faded it. This is an engagement tweet, right? Because he's done this. This is actually the third time or the fourth time that Jake's made this tweet. Trying to get that little engagement bump off of it. But it's fascinating because I was telling him a long time ago, get into Ben, get into Ben, get into Ben. He was so deep on Mong that at least you got an engagement farm out of it. And I think he's in Ben now. But who buys the top? You're supposed to buy a week ago when I told you to buy. You know what I mean? So anyway, then let's go Ben. So you see Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, 1 million followers, is supporting his own initiative here. He's making this shit happen right now. Every day I'm hustling. He's celebrating all this stuff. Hannah Hughes is keeping her job, just so you guys know. Hannah Hughes, by the way, I don't know who she is. But she's keeping her job, so that's cool. New all-time high for Ben while Bitcoin is bleeding. What great days to be alive. With Ben pumping, I thought we would do an AMA on Telegram. Be everywhere now. Join here. That was 11 hours ago. He was up all night. And by the way, we did this consolidation most of the night, and then it just started pumping. So, we'll see how this plays out. We don't know how it's going to go, but it's looking pretty good so far. Now, let's move on to PSYOP, because PSYOP is at 35.15 right now. The run up to 2.2 billion market cap. By the way, just so you guys know, PSYOP is not at a 2.2 billion market cap. That is also a PSYOP. At some point, PSYOP is only going to be like a 35, 40, $50 million market cap. When that happens, you're just going to see a massive change in everything on this. Like it's just going to be a disaster. But here's the thing. If you are a PSYOP holder and you've been faithful for the entire time, you did not sell, and you bought in on the pre-sale, then you are going to get Ben tokens on Friday. And if you're a Ben holder, you're going to get PSYOP tokens on Friday. And if you have not moved, everybody's going to get them, by the way. But if you have not moved any of your tokens, you're going to get bonus supply. If you haven't sold any of your PSYOP, then you are going to get bonus supply of Ben tokens sent to you, 1% of the total supply. Now, when you come over here and look at Ben, then the question is, what is the total supply? And it's 420.69, right? We can at least admit, hilarious. And this is 420 trillion, 690 billion. So, if you just consider that ETH Ben, when you look at the holders over here, ETH Ben has 23 trillion tokens. So he's going to give you, basically, he's got 5.6%. He's going to give 1% of these up to, so that's going to be like 4 trillion, I want to say. So he's going to give 4 trillion tokens to all the original holders of PSYOP. So now, I don't know how many people ended up in the PSYOP. So it might be split like 11,000 ways or, whatever. It's 13,447 holders. So it's going to be a significant amount. So if you just consider 4 million, billion, trillion, and you divide that by 13,447, then that means that everybody's going to get 297 million times 0.1234562 equals. Everybody's going to give it $70 on average, with people who were in the pre-sale getting a significantly bigger supply. And that's just in a worst case scenario. Not everybody here was in the pre-sale. There's a lot of people who've bought in since then. So PSYOP doing cool shit. If it throws $100 in Bencoin at you, and it goes up to 500 million from where it is right now, which is basically 100 million, then you're going to go 5x. So there we go. Like, this thing could absolutely go bonkers. Cult 3150, Lillian still moving up 4044, MMAI just kind of dead in the water at the moment, at 2164, waiting for the reversal, waiting for the market conditions to change. BRL at 4632, NGN at 1341, Bone at 7564, WAGMI 3109, Cato 1053, SHIB at 86, Volt at 5441. Volt, by the way, if you're looking to make a play here, what I said, and I did do a video, by the way, for today on it, and I said, maybe what you want to do is, if you've accumulated and you bought a little bit more down here, sell when you get right here, take the profits, and then wait for it to come back down, and then use that to accumulate more. And that's probably the best thing that you could do to help the chart until Voltoshi comes out with whatever's next. And look, there's always a whatever's next with Voltoshi, so I wouldn't fade anything right now. There's plenty of people who already did. And look, when there's zero tax, like I would say that look, in normal circumstances, I would have said if you're a seller, you're probably fucking idiot at this point. But this is a long fall, number one. And number two, there's no tax, right? So now there's no penalty other than paying Uniswap fees for exiting your position. And if if you got out up here, you could actually accumulate twice as many tokens down here. Now, I really wish, like, if I had known, by the way, remember it's been like 2 days ago that Voltoshi told me he was not renewing with me. So if I had known, then I would have been tempted to sell right here for that purpose, because I want to be somebody who holds the floor and does a better job of holding the floor for Volt. But I didn't find out until I was already down into this position. You know what I mean? Like that's the one part that annoys me about it all, is that I could have taken this opportunity to accumulate a much bigger bag of Volt during this whole process. And I just feel like, God damn, it's the least you could have done. You know what I mean? Instead of leaving me hanging. But shit happens. You know what I mean? It's still a great project. Optimus at 1513, Pepe at 1460, continuing its little decline. But you know what? It's gonna have another move, right? It's gonna have another move. Look, the moves are getting smaller. The Pepe is getting smaller. They're telling you there's gonna be a breakout. They're indicating to you that a breakout is coming, but it is, and by the way, it is a descending channel, so you will see a breakout. But the last time you saw the breakout from here to here, let's just play devil's advocate and say that this is the breakout. This is what happened. So let's start right here. Where does the breakout end? Let's make sure we're on the top here. The breakout ends right there with 1747, but the fall comes down to 1,000. So if you happen to see this continue to play out in the way that it's playing out, and by the way, you can see that it is playing out the exact way that it was playing out before. So if it comes down here and you see this wick down here to 1,000 or 1,100, if you see that happen again, get in and take your shot, because going up to 1,600 or 1,700, that's a 70%. That's a giant move. So is Pepe going to hit all-time highs again? Maybe, but it's going to have to be an actual bull market. They're not going to do it right now. It doesn't look like it anyway. It could change, by the way, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment. Still plenty of money on the table. Still plenty to be made. Grumpy Cat trading at 1189. Drop down here. Now I got in, just so you guys know, I got in over here at just like I was going to get in at 1,000. I told everybody, but it was dropping. So I ended up getting in at like 99.60, right? Then I saw that it was continuing to come down. So I aped in a little bit more at about this little wick down here at 9,200. So I'm down here at the very bottom of this channel where I got in. It ran up yesterday, and instead of taking any profit and doing anything and trying to ape into a better position, I just let it ride, because I thought maybe it would still give it one more shot and run up here, but it didn't. So now it's in this wedge consolidation pattern, which is actually a decent sign. It is coming from this direction, so it could just continue to oscillate to the downside, or it's gonna go either way. As it's coming down here, it should find support right in this area and then make another bounce, but you do have to at least consider that the bounce is only going to be about 1,400 on it until it actually has a breakout. So we'll keep you posted about Grumpy Cat, but Yesterday, I met Maya Nix. Guys, Maya Nix, if you don't know, I'm a big fan of professional bodybuilding. I watch Mr. Olympia every year. I watch the Arnold Classic on stream. I'm super fascinated by what the human body can do, always have been. These guys are putting it all on the line to try to build the perfect physique. And it's just amazing to watch and see. And this young woman gets to interview all of these guys. Like, that is incredible to me. So if you ever hear me saying stuff about Maya Nix, who is part of Grumpy Cat, by the way, not just an investor, like Slum Doge, like the rest of the guys over there. It was fascinating because, like, it's every once in a while I get in contact with somebody who's into bodybuilding and stuff like that, and I'm just look, the level of dedication that it takes to do that is just phenomenal to me. So anybody who is in the bodybuilding field and does that to the peak of perfection, just amazing. And she was doing interviews with Hadi Chopin, and Hadi Chopin is the most recent Olympia winner. Should have won last year, by the way. But, you know, I mean, the judges are the judges, and they're not always consistent. There are plenty of times where you can go back in history and think that somebody else should have won in the Olympia, and they just, you know, just not feeling it. So, but anyway, so yeah, Grumpy Cat seems to have a pretty good team around it. So should see something good happen there. Turbo, I think Turbo's just still doing stuff, but I don't think that it has any kind of momentum. So I don't know. Bob trading at 44.09. Hey, guess what? It's at my price points. Again, just have to wait long enough and it will hit your spots, right? As long as you're taking profit. Oh yeah, she's got interviews with Kai Green too, by the way. And Kai Green, interesting guy. Very, very interesting guy. From the hood, from the streets of Brooklyn, turned his life around. What a phenomenal story. But 44.09 right now on Bob. I would still be waiting for this 36 down here because it happened before. But then it caused just a gigantic spike in a run, a 200% run, by the way. So we should recognize that. A 200% run is what happened on Bob the last time it got a little impetus here. CEO 100 says, for Bob, to sum up the last 24 hours, we got an Elon reply, Andrew Tate like, Trust Wallet partnership, 3 new exchanges, a new advisor from Cardano, and none of that is affecting the price chart right now. So there's plenty of things happening. Now, you could, by the way, if you are looking for an entry position into Bob, I couldn't fault you for this one right here because this really looks like it's reversing. So it could break down into my range down here, but it also looks like this. When you see this happening, you see the reversal that's going on, then you kind of look at it and you think, well, you know, that's probably the bottom. You never know what's going to happen. But I mean, that looks like maybe it's on its way back up. So make the play if you want to. I certainly wouldn't fault you if you were doing that. But again, I be shrewd is what I say, and see what happens. Decanect 63.45, Wojak 16.19. Wojak's coming off here. It's dead. Even if it pumps, it's so far down. Everybody who's on there is wrecked now. You were exit liquidity the whole time. Mong 57.74. You're super strong. We're super strong, bruh. No, your exit liquidity for Mong. And just in case you were wondering, yeah, you are exit liquidity for Mong. That's all this is. And this is going to keep going. And it'll break out here, by the way, but it'll break out just like it did the last time through attrition. You might get a minor pump over here. But this little pump's going to be down below all of this right here, and it's going to be like in this level maybe because that's where the resistance is going to be. So if you get a spike on Mong, you might get a spike on Mong, but it's 40 million market cap. There's no impetus behind it right now except, whoop, supportive, and everybody likes it. And no, I just and look, there could be something that happens in the future that changes that right now. It just doesn't look that way. RFD. I'm just going to take a second to sip my coffee and remind you guys that you are exit liquidity for RFD. I'm just going to sit here for a second and I'm going to drink some coffee and remind you that your ass was exit liquidity for RFD. And all of you that told me, nah, bro, it's going to 100 million billion jillion. Did you hear me sipping? I hope you heard me sipping. But now RFD, 57 million market cap instead of 100 million market cap. Can it reverse? It certainly can reverse. I'm not saying that it can't reverse, but I'm saying that this chart, look, this chart, what was the other one? Turbo. Seen this before. Look at this shit right here. So this is what happened when Turbo ran up like that, and then it had this right here, and then it had that move, and then it had this move to the downside, which is what's happening right now, right? Move that up just a little bit more because you have a relief rally, and then boom, it is over. Now let's go back and look at RFD and let's see if it looks the same way. Holy shit. We had the run up. We had this, we had the dump. Now we're on this dump. Now we're going to probably come down here. God damn it. I did it again, didn't I? Son of a bitch. Let's do it on Mong because it doesn't matter. They're all like, it doesn't even fucking matter, right? Because they're all the same. They're all the same charts. Let's go to the day chart over here for Mong so you can look at it. Mong go big run. Mong go do what? I don't know what the fuck they say over there at Mong, but look right here. What you had is this is the same thing as what's happening at RFD, right? You get this big run up. Now this one took a little bit longer, but there's no change in it. It has this big run up, right? Then it has this dump. Then it has this false hope pump. Then it has the second dump. Then it's got another false hope pump, and then it's gone, right? Now let's go back to RFD. Big pump, first dump, second fake out pump, down a little bit more, another pump, down a little bit more. Now it's going to cascade down here. Then it's going to have another false little pump up here. And then boom, 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 boom. We are off to the races. And whoever this 9-figure guy is taking your fucking money and you let him do it. Shame on you. So there it is right there. The RFD chart is no different than everything else. The story's just different. Now, I do want to say to the monkeys, they were, and I was shitting on these guys something fierce. Now, look, and theirs is no different than every other one. You can't sustain this gigantic move, right? It's not sustainable unless you have something to keep it going, which, you know, that's what we're all looking for, right? So you see this big pump again. You see this, all of this right here, right? Well, when it was right here, I said, you guys are probably going to dump and this is the end of it, right? And they're like, no, bro, we're going to the moon. Well, guess what? They did have a gigantic run. And then they maintained it. They did the dump and then the pump, then the dump and then the pump, and then the dump is back here. So now this dump is going to come down into this range most probably. They are protecting their chart. So mad respect to monkeys. But the market is the market, and they only have like 11,000 holders. So they did a great job, and they certainly proved me wrong up here at the top by continuing to have this big move. So certainly impressed with what they did there, but inevitably it all comes down. So yeah, ESCO was trading at a lot higher the other day, and it is falling off the face. Got 1.75 thousand holders. It seems like a really good team. It seems like, you know, what these guys are doing. This is a really good team, but it's just not resulting in any kind of big upward motion right now. When you look here, you're not seeing big sell-off. Like it's not like we're talking about gigantic people selling off the chart. It's just a small volume chart, right? It's got a market cap of, you know, what is it? About 1 million. So when you have a little bit of sell-off, then it affects the chart. But you got $580,000 in volume. So there is an opportunity for a reversal, a little opportunity for some listings and stuff like that. Maybe you'll see something happen with ESCO. Don't know for sure whether you will or not, but I certainly liked listening to the team. But look, here's the chart. You've seen one, you've seen them all. It ran up, came back down. This one came down further, but then you got your false pump, you got your dump, then you got your false pump, then you got your dump again, and all the way dumping down. Now, here's the good part. This is the good part about ESCO. ESCO then pumped here, and then it held position, and then it pumped back up, to this line. This line matches up with this spot right here. This is one that has a chance. That's not to say that it will pump again. It's not to say that. But if there's a possibility, we could look at this any day now and see this thing go up 400 or 500% and hit this number at least one more time, or pump just slightly over it. I don't know that it's got what it takes to go to a 50 million market cap, 100 million market cap. I don't know for sure. I made a video on it the other day. It was in fun, and I made that clear to everybody. But it does have the symbols of something that has a good team and could create a reversal. So I would expect that we might see a nice little reversal out of it pretty soon. Now, in the meantime, it's all about Ben. I mean, we got to recognize it is all about Ben right now. No matter what you think, it's irrelevant. What's happening right now is the Ben chart and the PSYOP chart still having a good, is still holding up pretty well. But really this comes down to Ben. Can we consolidate for a little bit longer? Remember, I don't know if it's happening for you either. This goddamn thing is just like, I get this right here. There's something wrong with Dex tools and their reporting. So I don't know. So, but this had a nice little pump, and then consolidation right here. There should be like a red candle right here, like this one right here. It looked just like this, or was playing out just that way. So we'll see, what happens here in the next little while. Maybe a 2 hour would work. Yeah. So the 2 hour doesn't really show either. Anyway, you can still see that this big candle right here does mean, this big wick does mean the odds are it's going to be coming back down. And if it comes back down, it could be coming down to about 1600. So, this could be a good opportunity to take profit. Now, here's the other part to that. The American market is waking up, and as you can see here, there's still buy pressure. There's enormous buy pressure, and there's only so much sell pressure that you can have on the chart, right? When there's an enormous amount of buy pressure. So as you come down here, you see there's 50 and 60 and 70 ETH sells. You cannot see my screen. Can you see it now? Hold on, let me stop sharing and then start sharing again. Maybe that's on my screen. The chart is there. Anyway, so as you see here, continues to be enormous buy pressure. I may have missed it already. What's a good entry point for Ben? Okay, so let's talk entry points for Ben. I think the entry point right now is going to be about 1600. Look, if you miss it, you missed it. I've been telling you for a week now. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this for a week now. I put 12,000 into this. So, I went in hard, and I'm up over 40, 50 grand right now. Like I went in hard. I started covering it. I started doing videos. I started, trying to promote through this, and I had the blessing of Ben Armstrong. So, and I'm going to be on Around the Blockchain next month. So, I really wanted to lean into this and see what happened, because I did feel like something special would happen, because I thought his name would start to move something. So I think that I don't think this is the end. I think that from what I'm looking at, I think it's going to go back up to 2880, but that's a guess at this point. The market, this is the American market, and the American market is just garbage. It's down $4 billion since we started talking again, because this Ameritrash, you know what I mean? And then the market over here on the Dow Jones is down 182 points as we continue to quote unquote talk about the debt ceiling. Hey, Miffy and Buffy. Yeah, all of that bullshit is going to play out in real time as they try to manipulate you and manipulate the market. And what you're seeing right now is a slowdown in the buy pressure. So it would look to me like Ben is probably going to be coming down from where it is right now. I think you're probably going to be seeing some pressure in the market. Now it's up to 25 billion. So there is a sell-off happening. Ethereum is at 1809. So yeah, it's kind of this is that spot, by the way, where I think that we see the breakdown on I think we might be witnessing the start of that breakdown, because there's that big candle that I was telling you that we're probably going to see at some point. Do we come down to 25.2? Really, we need to come down all the way to here in order to build liquidity. Why do you keep saying this is the top? You're literally talking people out of getting into, because I don't bring people in for exit liquidity. We're all grown-ups here, Asa. I'm not your fool that's just going to tell people to continue to get in and buy the top of something. If you want to buy the top, then you buy the top. We're here to make money. We're not here for pie in the sky wishes and dreams. We're actually going to do something here. We're going to make profit, and we're going to take profit, and we're going to be responsible, and we're going to ape back in. We're going to make money off of this and off of this pump. This is not, we're not kids here. This is grown up. This is investment. So if you see it's coming back down, then you take your profits and then you wait for this dip. And if this dip comes down to 1,600, increase the size of your bag. 500 million market cap, or the Bitcoin halving, that's up to a year from now. So I would like to see it go to 500 million market cap. It would be great to go to a 500 million market cap. But I also just spent my time telling you that I think that this is going to go up to 2880, but I'm not sure before it starts to peter out, because there's going to have to be some more announcement. There's going to have to be some more stuff coming from Ben. And here's the thing. If you expect to get wrecked and you expect to just hold your position here and that it's just going to magically turn around right now while the rest of the market is starting to collapse, we're now at negative $30 billion on the day. Here's my ranges right here. And guess what? We're about to bust through this range right here. And if you think holding money in a cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency, is a smart move right now, you are, what the French say, out of your fucking mind. What you should be doing right now is, and by the way, Ben is actually the best hedge that you have against what's happening in the market, but it's also going to start collapsing pretty soon if the market continues. We're down 33 billion now. And Ethereum is now 1794. Ethereum is dumping. Bitcoin is dumping. Everything in this market is dumping, except the Dow Jones is not really dumping. It's just having a bad day. So what you're seeing right now is the pure and utter manipulation of the market. Now you're starting to see some wicking right here. So could we be seeing the bottom? Because now we've got people that are in buy mode. Do we have people buying in? And the answer to that, let's refresh over here, because there's really no liquidity. At best, you've got some 20, 30, 50x people who are just not savvy that are getting wrecked right now in their positions. But what you're seeing is 26,338 moving down further and further, getting into this liquidity pool in order to start getting these people into the market. Like if we can get down into this area, remember we cleared it out to 25,006 the other day. So here we go. All of this shit right here, if we can use that, then it'll start running back again. But this is still, look, this is investment 101. I'm not going to pull yet because I still think that my 2880 is going to be the right call, but it's disingenuous and it's deceptive for me to tell you that I think that it's going to go to 500 million market cap today and that you should just hold forever. That's nonsense. That's not how this works at all. Not at its best advantage anyway. And the best advantage, if this is happening, when you get to 2880 up here, the best thing for you to do would be to take half of your investment out and wait for a dip. And then when you get down here, put half of your investment back in on the dip. And now you have a whole bunch more tokens, because if you believe that this thing is going to run to 500 million and you think you've got a big enough bag for that, and you also don't need any capital and you don't want to have more tokens, then sure, I mean, do what you got to do. But if you're playing the real game, then use every leverage and opportunity that you have. That's what every one of these reds are doing right here. They're selling, establishing a better position, hoping to establish a better position so that they can get in on a dip. And if you think that everybody up here at 2,400, when we were up here at 2,400, is not buying back in on this dip in order to run this up one more time, then you are fooling yourself. And what they're doing is they're making a whole bunch of money while you sit there and stare at a screen hoping that yours becomes more. Asa, I hope you learned a lesson just now. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying, and I hope that at some point, even if you don't understand me right now, that this makes you a better investor because of it, because Ben is going to have a parabolic move. Ben is going to go out of its mind at some point. Ben is going to get into that 500 million range. Ben might even have a 200 million in the cards by tonight. If the markets are kind, if the markets reverse back from what's happening right now, it might even have that happen in very short order. But we don't know that until we start seeing it, and we're not going to see it when the market is selling off. So secure your position. As a matter of fact, with Ben sitting here at 2,100, not moving at this moment, while Ethereum is dumping, you're actually improving your position with Ethereum at this point if you trade all of your Ben into Ethereum. Like if I did that right now, I would have something like 25 ETH, and that'd be a great position in Ethereum. But again, like I'm holding because I think it's a hedge. But that doesn't mean that when it hits my price points, I'm not going to sell and not going to try to accumulate more. The people that sold at 23 or 24 are now buying back in because they're down 10%. They just accumulated 10% more while you stared at a chart. So anyway, that's my time. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I do hope that you invest wisely and smartly. It looks like we got a big dip in the market happening right now. I don't know how it plays out, but we're going to find out pretty soon. We'll talk to you guys again for bedtime tonight. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links below.
I'm checking my coins around breakfast.